Hey guys, this is Joshua Seth, voice of Tai on Digimon, and you're listening to Anime Secrets.
Toku Secrets is a podcast run by the Anime Secrets website. Check us out at animesecrets.org for more anime, video game, tokusatsu content. Remember to follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or wherever you listen to podcasts today.
Oh, yes! This is Goldar, and you're listening to Toku Secrets Podcast. Don't tune us out, tune us in!
Welcome to Toku Secrets. Join us as we journey into the marvelous world of Super Sentai, Kamen Rider, Power Rangers, and many other tokusatsu. Get ready for the adventure of a lifetime. It's Morphin' time! Link to the Morphin' Course. I'm Nathan Desai, the dazzling adventurer, Spoken Silver.
I'm Patrick Allen, I'm Shinken Red.
And I'm Ridwan Merchant, Gokai Red.
And I'm Anthony Davis, also known as Curie Green. And we're Toku Secrets.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Toku Secrets Podcast, presented by animesecrets.org. And today we are continuing with our Boonboomger review series. But we're actually taking a bit of a break from the episodes because instead we're going to be taking a look at the Boonboomger summer movie. The movie is called Bakuage Sentai Boonboomger GekijoBoon Promise the Circuit. Thank God the title isn't a Geki Ranger-esque title like what the Go-Onger movie title was. Very thankful for that. But yeah, we're going to be taking...
My sanity thanks you for that.
Yeah. But we're going to be taking a look at this one. Now, before this one, we actually did take a look at the every Boonboomger episode that's aired up to the endgame arc, so everything up to 43. So the events of this movie actually do kind of tie into the last episode that we just reviewed. So for those who might have been a little bit curious about what we had to talk about with Nicola, a different character that was mentioned in Bakuage 43, well, we're giving a bit more backstory on this because, Super Sentai, every Super Sentai has like some moments that are effectively like sequels to the movie. So definitely, and in the case, the endgame mark is a bit like that. So we're going to review this. Shouldn't take too long, but we're definitely going to have a lot of fun with this one. So brief thing, the continuity and placement of this movie. So Riz and I were kind of speculating that it takes place a little bit later in the series, but according to the Ranger Wiki, it takes place between 20 and 21, which I'm not sure how they arrived at that, because usually the indicators of when these things take place is you kind of guess, like, do they have access to different forms, or do they have access to mechs?
Here's why. Okay. So this movie initially released July of 2024, which is probably around the time frame of episode 21 or whatever. So if that's the case, I think that's what happened.
Well, that's cool.
I think that's how Ranger Wiki got there. But I think, my personal opinion, because nothing to do with the story impacts the TV show until right around the time of Gokai Zo's cameo, that I could consider this having happened much later, like...
And that you would think that, right? But how that one thing was mentioned in this episode, and it's like, why would it? Because I didn't watch the I didn't watch the movie yet. When I watched that episode, I was just like, "Who's this? Who are you? What's that?"
Yeah. But see, even last time with King Ozer, the endgame arc referenced the King Ozer summer movie.
Yeah,
and so that movie took place in a similar time from around 20-something, like early 20s.
Yeah.
But we didn't see the movie reference until the endgame arc. I think in like the last episode or second to last episode, something like that.
Yeah.
So that is the reason why the Ranger Wiki puts it there, is because they're going off a production order. But if you go by story, honestly, I think the King Ozer movie and the Boonboomger movie could have happened later. Now, the only way that they could be in that time frame is if you don't see certain mechs. But also at the same time, you don't necessarily need to see all the mechs in a movie. You could see, just the base mechs and never see like Champion come up. It's possible.
Yep.
So it just depends on the vibe of what the team's thinking that day. Maybe they didn't want to bring out the 911. Maybe they didn't want to do all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
So it's hard to really pin this down to like, oh, this happened before episode 30, or this happened in the episode 21-20 time range. Nothing that happened in the movie has a direct impact on anything from episode, let's just say episode 18 until whatever the episode number is for the Gokai cameo.
Yeah, 43.
43. So nothing happens that's directly impacted the movie until then. So we're kind of at liberty to say when we want to appear. My personal preference is to say that this happened around the 40 time frame.
Yeah, but if we can at least be sure, I mean, there's nothing in the movie that would make it impossible to fit into canon because, spoiler alert, one of the movies that we're about to review, a crossover movie, although Riz might actually find this a little comforting, is actually a movie that cannot be considered canon. And we'll go into the details why when we take a look at that movie. But yeah, this movie, it's a bit shorter, compared to some of the other Sentai movies. But the basic gist of his plot is that the Boonboomgers, they befriend a woman named Nicola Kidor. She's the princess of the planet Trickle, which is a world taken over by the Hashirians. She's being pursued by a Hashirian captain named Demon Thunder. And because he wants to capture her for some premium gasoline. And he gets assisted by this monster that he made from a racing circuit Taya. And because he was made from the racing circuit when Taya had the Boom Boom cars stored there, he steals the Boom Boom cars. And Earth is under threat, where basically Demon Thunder is saying, give me Nicola, and if you don't, I'm going to nuke the whole Earth. And the Boonboomger guys are fighting Demon Thunder and the monster. Mira takes Nicola to safety and asks her what she wants to do. And basically, it's kind of a, Mira kind of does to Nicola what Taya did for her in the first episode. She inspires Nicola to decide, I'm going to go back to planet Trickle and I'm going to save the world. I'm going to save my world from the Hashirians. And after that, Gimba saves the Boom Boom cars. Ishiro disables the missile that Demon Thunder was going to use. And then the Boonboomgers, they come together. They defeat Demon Thunder and his monster. They see Nicola off. There's a bit of a funny moment where Mira gives her Boom Boom changer, thinking that she can just get another one, but then it turns out that she can't get another one. And she's like, could you give me that back, please? And the movie ends on that really funny note.
You don't know what's funny is that he was totally playing her because he totally could have made her another one.
He already made another one for somebody who had theirs broken, I think, earlier in the season.
Wasn't that in this one? Like, or maybe Dino Fury was on my mind, because I do remember there was like one episode where I think it was Amelia. She had her morpher broken and Solon made her a new one.
No, it was something that they did in Boonboomger. This happened in Boonboomger, where one of the changers did break and Ty had to give him a new one.
Yeah.
Okay, then Taya was probably just messing with her.
Oh yeah, Taya was just trolling her. You could even see the smirk. He just said that to get a rise out of her, and she took it seriously and was like, "Oh no, I need that back, please, Senpai, give it back to me. I need it, please, please."
It makes me wonder though, did she actually take the boom changer for real?
Well, I will say that There are unfounded rumors on Reddit right now of a 7th Boonboomger coming into endgame arc.
I've seen them too.
They're trying to hint that it'll be a white Boonboomger.
That would be cool.
Personally, I don't think it's real. I think it's all just fan art that somebody took too far. But it would be interesting if they had some basis in the movie, like, oh hey, Nicola will be the 7th Boonboomger come to help save the team because, like I've been hinting, things are getting a little bit tense right now in Boonboomger.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so a little bit of extra help would go a long way in helping the team maintain their sanity and their capability to fight. But also, they bring in the Ranger that late into the game. Holy crap. I don't think it's ever been done.
I mean,
in the endgame arc.
That would be insane.
Outside of Karu, which I don't know if that counts the same as this potential idea, but
I guess you could count Karu, because here's the thing: Gokaiger counts her as a different ranger from Shinken Red. So if Gokaiger says it, who are we to disagree with that?
Who are you talking about?
Princess Shinken Red.
Oh, yeah, no, she's a different form altogether.
Yeah.
She's considered her extra ranger, I believe.
Yeah, she is.
She was one of Bosco's ranger keys, so...
Yeah, so she's a whole different thing altogether. That makes sense to have that.
But, so, normally when we do a movie review here, I give some fun facts and Easter eggs, but there's not much to talk about with this one. So, we could just, jump right into, just analyzing and talking about this. Do we have any standout ranger or villain moments we want to talk about here?
That missile was comedically big for no reason.
It really was.
That was a Looney Tunes missile.
Also,
yeah, totally.
Demon Thunder would have been so cool had he not just had that stupid look on it, that stupid teeth showing. Like
he looked. Have you ever seen what was the movie Castaway? That his head was Wilson.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely Wilson.
It looked like a cheaply painted on face.
I was like, what am I looking at? Like, what is this face?
Wait, you're talking about him looking like the face, like what Wilson had on?
Yeah, the volleyball he had that he put the face on.
Oh man, I'm never gonna be able to see that kind of.
You could just you could put like Mr. Potato Head eyes and a mouth on him, and it wouldn't look any different. His face was horrible.
Yeah, and I was thinking like, oh, this guy's gonna be badass looking. Like, nope.
It's like the rest of his design was kind of cool, and then they showed his face. I was like, are we being serious with this guy?
Heck, the monster he created look cooler than he did.
Yeah, I know. That face just ruined everything.
Yeah.
Now,
Demon Thunder is a pretty badass name too. So it's like, this should be a layup when you ruin it with the face design.
Now, I will say there is a fun fact / Easter egg that we can talk about here. Okay. But I think Nathan might have missed it, given you're not Japanese. But Hikaken, that YouTuber at the beginning, he's a real YouTuber in Japan.
Yeah, I had a feeling he was.
Like he's literally playing himself in the Boonboomger movie. He's a real YouTuber with a real following and everything online.
I had a feeling that was the case because of how they presented him. They made it sound like he was an actual celebrity of some kind. I didn't dig it much, but
no, I digged into it because I was kind of curious.
It came off that way.
Yeah, so. I don't know what kind of content he does or anything, but
what's his name?
He is Hikaken. Hikaken.
Yep. Okay. I just texted my wife about that.
Here he is.
My wife says that he's the biggest YouTuber in Japan. So,
and you missed an Easter egg.
Human beatboxer, businessman, he's a part of a music group. He seems like he has his own media company.
Yeah, he does.
Multimedia channel network. Yeah, he's a Yeah. He seems like he just owns a bunch of like small media companies.
And he has like millions of subscribers, according to like what channel you're talking about. Like Hikaken TV has 18.9 million according to Wikipedia.
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting. And I'm going off this conversation I'm having with my wife in a text right here. Like, he's apparently been big for a while. Like, she doesn't watch him anymore, but she does watch. She used to watch him all the time when she was in high school. So wow,
yeah.
If this is another one of those things where if my wife walked in on me, she'd be like, "Oh, I know him. Wow, he's huge." Like, yeah.
Yeah, so Hikaken TV has 18.9 million. Hikaken, his main channel, I think, maybe it's a side channel because it doesn't have as many, it's 2.5 million. And Hikaken Games is 6.3 million.
So this would be like the equivalent of like Power Rangers having on like I don't know. I mean, I don't know about YouTube, but maybe
no, this is the equivalent of Power Rangers having Mr. Beast on an episode.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's perfect.
I don't watch Mr. Beast content. I just know he exists, but yeah, that'd be the
I know there's a lot of
I
controversy
hope
with him,
that
but
never
that's
happens
why.
because his fake smile ticks me off so much.
Oh, if there are good news, there's some controversy with him. So yeah, like people are not liking him as much.
Yeah.
As much.
Yeah, but my wife also tells me that it's not surprising that he's in a Sentai movie because he's apparently very, very. This is Hikaken, by the way. He's very, very popular among kids. So yeah, that makes sense.
That's good.
He might be the equivalent to Mr. Beast in Japan.
Yeah.
Except he's not running torture chambers.
No.
Oh,
like Mr. Beast is.
Yeah.
But yeah, did we have any standout moments for like the Rangers or like, anything that you would say is like character moments, I guess you could say. And I guess the characters that get some, like, I don't think Ishiro, Gemba, or Joe get to do much, but
Mira.
Yeah, Mira probably. Definitely not Sakito, though.
Sakito is just kind of there. I will say that the Henson sequence in this is pretty sick.
Yeah, they have a bigger budget, so they put a little bit more effort into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Mira is the only character that really, like, I mean, of course, Taya did stuff, but Mira felt like the main character in this.
Yeah.
And she was pretty cool in it, too.
Also, Taya just randomly buying a whole racetrack. Cool.
I thought it's kind of funny that he just like buys whatever he wants to at times, but it's like it's a little bit over the top at times. Like, like we were just talking about the thing where they're in the tire shop in that soccer episode. He just randomly chose to buy the store sporadic. Like, really?
This guy probably has like the combined net worth of like Bruce Wayne, Tony Stark, Seto Kaiba.
Yeah, it's
combined.
like, what kind of money do you have, man? Come on.
Yeah.
Look, man, you don't want to know. I think he has way too much money.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the part about Taya that, so this doesn't relate to the movie, but it is a Taya thing that I do want to talk about here. Taya, while having filthy amounts of money, is super humble and down to earth, and I love that for him.
Definitely,
yeah.
So that's the thing that I love about Taya is that despite all the money, despite all the fame that he could have, or the wealth, or the luxury, he literally just wants to be a person to make a dream happen for a friend.
He's got the wealth of Tony Stark, and he's ultimately got the good heart of Tony Stark, but he's a lot more humble than Tony Stark ever was.
No, he is, not to get super political in a podcast, but he's what we need in this current timeline we're living in instead of Elon Musk.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. That's actually true.
I was afraid to bring up Elon Musk, but yeah.
No, I'm not afraid to bring him up.
Yeah, right. Because it's true.
It's not anything bad. It's not anything politically charged. It's just I think Taya would be a much better Elon Musk than Elon Musk would, because Elon Musk doesn't have Taya's morals.
Yeah.
Or empathy. Or anything.
Yeah.
Or anything specifically.
So on the outline, this is normally where we would talk about a movie mech, but oddly enough, this one doesn't have one.
What mech? There was Boonboomger Robo didn't even show up.
Yeah, although I guess that's kind of refreshing how they don't feel the need to jam in a movie exclusive mech just to sell another toy. That's actually kind of refreshing.
Honestly, given we just finished up the Go Onzer movie, I'm glad there's not a movie mech for Boonboomger, because I hated the movie mech in Go Onzer.
The Engine Dai Shogun?
I didn't like him.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, we'll have some other movie mechs to talk about down the line when we start reviewing some of the 2010 Sentais. So yeah, can't really talk about with that. Although we'll technically have a movie mech to talk about with one of the crossover movies we're about to review, but we'll talk about that later. Let's just get into our overall thoughts on like what we think about this movie now.
I mean, honestly, this movie is a lot of fun. It doesn't really give a whole lot for the movie, right? Like the movie's kind of there.
There.
The stuff that you're getting later, like episode 45 specifically onward, big money. But how it's big money, I don't quite know yet. But there's definitely a huge impact with Nicola, Planet Trickle, and everything. I mean,
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I think the standalone Sentai movies, they work when they do like you have like unique set pieces and unique monsters, and they introduce something that's a little bit unique. This episode felt like it could have just. This movie felt like it could have just been a filler episode or like a one-off episode in the middle of the season. There was no reason for this to be a movie. It didn't feel like it had any any of like those unique movie factors to it. It just I don't care. It wasn't very interesting to me.
It wasn't interesting at all. Like I watched a movie a couple of weeks ago when I came back from vacation, and I was like, it's all right. It's like the Blog Ranger memes that he's been making lately with the reels.
Yeah.
Where you had that one guy saying, I mean, it's all right.
Yeah. Because I'm thinking about the two like non-crossover Sentai movies that I'm the most familiar with, which are the Go Onzer and Shinkenger ones. The Go Onzer one they used the feudal Japan set pieces. They introduced the new mech, which was interesting. And the Shinkenger one, they had like a cool segment where they were fighting on horseback, which was kind of cool. They had a unique enemy, and they introduced the Kyoryu origami, which was used later for the Hyper Shinken form, which we saw later in the series. So it had stuff to it that made it stand out, but this didn't add anything outside.
I think the other big thing here, like, okay, let's say the Boonboomger. Obviously, this isn't going to happen anytime soon, at least. But like, if Boonboomger was being adapted into a Power Rangers season, and they decided that they wanted to take footage from this to adapt into an episode, it honestly wouldn't look that different. And the reason why I specifically bring this up is that there was one instance where a Sentai movie was directly adapted into a Power Rangers episode. The O-Ranger movie got adapted into, and it wasn't adapted into like a special thing with Zeo. It was just adapted into a regular old Zeo episode. But the way that like the O-Ranger footage was playing out when I was watching that episode, it looked a little different to the point where I could kind of tell, this was almost certainly adapted from an O-Ranger movie. But if this was adapted into a Power Rangers, whatever they would want to call it, adaptation of this, an episode, I honestly couldn't tell you that this was adapted from a Boonboomger movie.
It didn't have any set pieces or aesthetic differences or something to make it stand out.
It had the gem that was given to Taya in 43.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you could have just made that a filler episode and it wouldn't have changed anything.
No, I 100% agree. I'm just saying that there is a set piece. It's just not like a movie mech.
Yeah. It's honestly, it could have used it to set it apart a little bit more.
And honestly, you know what they could have done? They could have had like a Sentai cameo in here and had another one that's like crazy mechs, like how they had the rest of Sentai mech later on.
Or, and I'm going to go back to something we were talking about at the very end of the last podcast when we were talking about a potential 7th Boonboomger. Just make her Boon White here. If they want to do something like that, they could have just made her Boon White as like a movie special ranger that they could have brought back later.
Yeah. And let her go off to Planet Trickle to do what it's supposed to do there and then come back later. Yeah.
That's all I needed to do. Then I wouldn't be having this rant.
We could actually get a movie exclusive ranger that doesn't appear for just 2 seconds before their henching gives out deck of gold.
Yeah. Didn't Go Busters have a unique, or was it Knee Ninja or one of those?
Knee Ninja
had a green one in the movie only.
Okay, yeah, something like
they had a female green.
Yeah. So
yeah, I don't want to say that it's bad, but at the same time, like this does feel like I don't know, like even the whole message of like what Mira does with Nicola just kind of feels very repetitive of what Taya did with her in the first episode, which, okay, that gives her a good moment because, you know, she's a great character and now she's kind of becoming the mentor that Taya was to her. But at the same time, this just kind of feels like it's just a Cliff Notes version of like what Boonboomger is all about. And okay, the action is enjoyable and all that, but yeah, this is probably the most like unmovie Sentai movie I've ever seen. Unmovie, like that's the best way I can describe it.
It's not bad. It's just very, very basic.
Yeah, and again, like I hate to say this, but like and again, I haven't seen the O-Ranger movie, but the footage that I saw in that Zeo episode did kind of make it look a little bit more movie-like. And when the O-Ranger movie looks more movie-like than your movie, yeah, that's not a good thing. Just saying. But what do we want to give it out of 10?
I'm conflicted.
I'm conflicted too.
Because my initial thought is there's nothing bad in here. There's nothing amazingly good in here, right?
It's
so
like
I initially want to give it a 7.
Yeah.
But I think a 7 is appropriate.
But at the same time, I think the bigger reason why this is not an 8 for me, because it's not a bad episode or movie. See, I'm doing it again. It's
See, even you can't tell the difference.
Right. It's not a bad movie. It's fun. It's lighthearted. It has some fun moments in it. But by and far, if this is a filler episode in the TV show, this would have been an 8. Do you disagree with me, guys?
No, it would be. It's just that
when you put movie on it, a movie, and you got a bigger budget, and you're bringing this guy Hikaken to be in the movie, you would expect something a little bit more pomp and circumstance to go with it, unless they blew the entire budget on Hikaken.
I'm gonna laugh if they actually did.
Like, I don't know where I saw it, but there's a video I saw on YouTube or Insta or something where this lady is asking the guy, "Hey, so what happened to that money for the fundraiser?" He said, "Oh, it's been reallocated to the thing." And she's like, "Well, we didn't ask for the thing." He's like, "Oh, I know." "Well, what about the budget for this?" And he's like, "Oh, that's also been reallocated to the thing." She's like, "What the hell? What about this budget?" And he's like, "That's also been reallocated to the thing." And by the end of it, the entire budget, oh, I remember now. It was a lady asking a guy for the accounting of a fair that they're running in their town, and she asked, "Hey, where'd the budget for drinks go? Why are there no drinks at the fair?" He said, "Oh, it's all been reallocated to this hay maze," and the petting zoo had been reallocated to fund the hay maze, and literally every aspect of the carnival had gone into building this massive hay maze around the entire town for them. And that's what I feel like happened here is they said, "Hey, we're going to take the movie exclusive mech budget to give it to Hikaken. Hey, we're going to take the movie exclusive prop piece that we normally have and give it to Hikaken. We're going to give the writing team budget to Hikaken."
I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case.
No.
And he was only in it for like 5 seconds.
Which would make this all the more embarrassing if that was the case.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know where the money went, but it certainly wasn't in the movie.
Yeah.
Or they just didn't have a big budget to begin with. I don't know. One of the two.
And the one other thing I want to add is that the fact that the sequel to this movie is not really a sequel so much as it's just a brief moment of Joe giving them Nicola's necklace. That's also kind of an indicator that maybe this movie isn't really that big of a deal, because with others, even Sentais that I haven't watched the movie for, I've always noticed that when they do sequels to those movies, it's made out to be a bit more of a big deal. Like a monster from the movie comes back and they have to fight them, or something akin to that. Like when we did Shinkenger and they did the sequel to the movie, it was a servant to the main villain of that movie. I remember the sequel to the Kyoryuger movie where I think there was like a female singer character in that movie, and then they brought her back for one episode.
Wait, did Death Ryuger return in the series? I don't remember that.
No, he didn't.
He did.
Oh, he didn't?
But
He did?
Well, the person who was playing as the character did return, but he didn't transform.
Oh, okay.
The monster that transformed into Death Ryuger returned, and it was the episode that came out like I think almost immediately after Torin becomes Kyoryu Silver.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that episode now. Yeah.
The first episode where all 10 of them transform at the same time. Pretty badass, by the way.
Well, I do know. What was his name? The Spino mech. Didn't he become like a mainstay in the season after a while, or did he?
He was there in the show, so they did use him. Use the Zord and Rebecca and his
Blue Gabutera. That's all he was.
But yeah, the fact that, and even the King Oger movie, that ends up having massive plot implications because you have that whole like land of the dead, like hell thing that got established in that movie. And who knows? I mean, obviously, I think that pendant will end up having a big plot implications in the endgame arc. But at the same time, the fact that that's all the sequel that we get to this movie, it's almost like even the series itself is kind of aware that this isn't really that great of a movie. I mean, Go Andra gave us a 2-part sequel episode to their movie, which we just reviewed. So
yeah,
that's a big indicator. But do we have any other closing thoughts before we wrap this one up?
Yeah.
I'm ready for Endgame because like I said, I'm only one episode behind, but I'm gonna watch it as soon as I can.
Anthony, go get on it because it's just go.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that episode tomorrow.
Good luck. I'm expecting a text of you just saying I made a mistake and not waiting until it came out fully.
Yeah, you're gonna get that text probably, Riz. I'm probably. But with that said, that wraps up our review of the movie. We hope you guys enjoyed this one. When we return to Boonboomger next, we will be taking a look at the endgame arc from Bakuage's 44 to 47 or 48, however many episodes they're going to have. Most people are saying 48, so I'm just going to assume that. But yeah, we'll be taking a look at that. And in the meantime, we are also going to be having a lot of We got a couple of more things to review to kind of officially close out the Go-Onger series, including 2 crossover movies. We got to review RPM, and we're very likely going to be doing a Toku Clash episode between RPM and Go-Onger. I don't know. Riz has been implying that he probably thinks that we probably should, and I think it's probably going to be very likely that we end up doing that. So definitely got a lot of fun stuff for you guys planned before we move into reviewing our next Sentai that we're looking forward to. So yeah, with that said, we'll see you guys next time, whether we're doing one of our other reviews or taking a look at the Boonboomger endgame arc. We'll see you guys next time, but until then, bye for now. If you enjoyed listening to the Toku Secrets podcast, please check us out at animesecrets.org and follow us on all our social media pages such as Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And also feel free to check out our other podcasts, including Anime Declassified and the Jedi Squadron. You can also leave us any feedback you'd like to offer us directly on our website. If you're listening to this on Spotify or iTunes, we thank you so much, and please leave us a rating out of 5 stars. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel if you're not already subscribed, and leave any comments down below, as we love to take the time to read comments left on our channel and give our fans, shout-outs. If you have any seasons of Super Sentai, Power Rangers, or other Tokusatsu shows that you'd like for us to check out, please don't hesitate to say so in your feedback. With all that said, we thank you so much for taking the time to listen to our podcast, and we will see you next time as we continue our never-ending journey through the world of Tokusatsu. But until that time, you all stay safe, we love you, and may the power protect you.